Krystle Breaks Easy is a place where you can be yourself.
You want some this
You can laugh about the past. Share your dreams.
Have different lives.
And tell me what's going on with you.
Pick 5. Woman for pick 5.
You're listening to Krystle Breaks Easy. I am your host, Krystle. Chris My Life on all platforms. So today I have a special guest with me. This person I have known for all my life. We're practically family. We're family. That is what it is. Always genuine, honest, sweet, loving. She's the first person that always had a candy treat for me. Anytime I seen her or was able to go to her house, she always had a lollipop for me. I don't know what it was. It's like she knew I was the fat kid that it wanted candy, but she always had a lollipop for me. The one and only Miss Sherisse.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. I know it's a little early today, but I'm excited for this interview.
Me too.
I'm really excited. So let's jump right in. Can you tell me how we first met? Like our first interaction.
I want to say like in the womb. But that wouldn't be true. I'm older than you slightly.
That would be Trina. We met her in the womb.
I think how we first met. Mm-hmm. Just as little girls, little kids, our mothers were close.
Very close, yes.
And your mom would give me like the finger wave and,
yeah, my mom did hairdressing.
Make sure I had the latest hairstyles and all that stuff. So I've known you since, you were a baby.
Yes. So as I said, we grew up as our moms were really close. I was always sleeping over at your house.
And vice versa.
Always was at Pitfield there. Because Auntie Dulcie and everyone there. And it was just okay, this is your auntie. You're like, okay, cool. Everyone's auntie.
Family.
Yeah. And then I feel like as adults, I appreciate, because everyone's like, oh, who's your cousin? Like, that's my cousin. Like, how are you guys cousins? Like, no, we're cousins. That's it. You can't say nothing else other than
family.
We're not family.
True.
If I'm at every family major event and you're there, then we're family.
Family, yeah.
There's nothing else to say.
And it's a Caribbean thing, too. It's an island thing. It's like when you have that close connection, it's your auntie out of respect, or your cousin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny because I have my kids, no matter who they are, as long as it's an adult, that's auntie whoever, that's uncle whoever. I don't care if uncle is Asian, black, white, that's uncle.
So true.
That's auntie.
So true.
Don't call them by their first name. You're not that girl.
I have so many funny and best moments with this person, but I want to know what our moments that they think are special to them. Let's listen.
There's one that sticks out in my head.
And I even want to know what this is, guys. I'm so scared right now. You don't understand. I'm scared right now.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
That's what they always say. That it's something horrible
and then
about
they let
you.
it out.
Always.
No, I'll keep those ones for the vault.
No, guys, you gotta say everything.
But I remember it was a birthday party at your mom's house. Mm-hmm. And they put on the music and you just started going. You're just busting it down, like getting it. So, it was always a fun place to be anytime I was at your house. I always a lot of my fondest childhood memories took place at your house.
At my house?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my mom was like that dance hall bashment birthday party person. I don't know where I got that from at all.
It's okay. It makes for a good childhood.
I'm telling you.
It does.
I would remember those our birthday parties are because there's a lot of us. There's always somebody's birthday party in the house. And I found that it was always okay, they get the kids in a circle and then everybody dance and broke out. Mm-hmm. And instead of an adult saying, no, don't do that. Don't bend over. It's like, why? Watch her. And so you get okay, I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
But when I look at our childhood in comparison to the youth of today, especially with everything going on in terms of the pandemic, we had fun.
Yes.
You know?
We knew what go outside meant.
Yeah, and you knew there was a time and place when you could brook out versus when you couldn't. Like,
Very
you're not
true.
going to go over to Sister Patsy's house that is, like, you know, in church and go and do, like, a 5-10 cent, you know, dollar wine.
No.
Right.
So. It was that you're that auntie that's fun or that cousin that you know you can brook out and have.
For sure.
That's the auntie can have juice in her living room, or you can have a cup of juice with your meal. You don't have to wait till your meal's done to drink.
For true.
It's that
sure.
one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my mom has always been that one. But like, I think our funniest moments have. You know what? No, I'm lying. My funniest moment was seeing you at a Carabana.
Really?
It was okay. Yeah, I played mass with my friends. And I saw you at Bena. But I didn't see you. I just seen her backside. I just seen the bum.
It's so small.
And it's so...
It's so small.
Listen.
It's so not unruly.
You see this? These will be pictures of Reese and her backside right here. Okay?
I don't know. It's like...
No. So let me finish. So I see this girl like, yo, her bum is luge. And she just brocking out. And then as we're chipping on her, I'm like, hey, hold on, it's my cousins. What are you doing?
Stop this.
You don't remember that? I swear, I'm gonna find that picture.
I was probably working. And when I say working, I should clarify that because there were times when I would do like
the Marshall at Caravana.
Yeah.
No, you weren't no Marshall t-shirt.
Really?
You weren't in a Marshall t-shirt.
I am
positive because back then you love a halter top.
I did. I had a flat stomach.
Reese had the waist and the lick up to them, and then just whop.
I had a wire waist back then. We're working on it now. We're working on it.
Listen, I don't have a waist, so
hey, it's all good.
It's just there.
It's all good.
It's not a waist.
It's all good.
But yeah, that was my fondest moment. It's like I'm like, oh look at that girl going in bed. I wish her mother knew shit. And I walk by like, oh, it's my cousin.
Hey, you have to live the dream. You have to live the dream.
You have to. Okay, so you guys don't know this unless you follow Reese on. Sherisse. We call her Reese.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. Like I didn't know her name was Sherisse until like years because everyone calls her Reese.
So many people don't.
Yeah. No. Every Jamaican has 2 names. Period.
So true.
For years, I thought your name was Reese.
And from my dad's side, if I'm on the road and I hear someone say Tina, which that's probably a name you don't know.
No, I have no idea.
For that side of the family, they call me Tina.
Yeah, see, Jamaicans, why do you have 2 names?
And that's a whole nother brocking out story. Because one day I think it's like I was in my grandmother's living room and doing the Tina Turner rolling like a river dance. And ever since then, oh, she's Tina. I'm like, okay, no, I'm not, but I have to out of respect.
I didn't know her name was Sherisse. I thought her name was Reese until I don't know if it was at your graduation or something we went for you that was formal. And I'm like, who the hell's Sherisse? Like
me, hello.
I'm like, oh, Reese. And everyone's like, yeah, just short form. I'm just like, yeah, that just no. Every Jamaican has that one auntie that everyone either calls her Patsy or whatever, but her whole name is like Antoinette. What?
Something totally different.
So
true.
Everyone like it's how? Why do you give 2 names? Jamaicans?
So true. I asked that question, and my I think it was my grandmother explained to me that it comes from like slavery. Actually,
okay,
it was a way that like we would protect
your own
our children.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe she just told me that to run me. To not ask any more questions. I don't know.
We have to have that fun fact somewhere in here. I'll make sure we find that fun fact. I will make sure of it.
Tell me your favorite slow jams.
Yeah, drink up water. Go on, drink. Go on, drink. Clear the throat.
Oh, my word.
Clear the throat. Clear it, okay? So, sing me your top 5 or your number 1 R&B song. I'm a huge slow jam person, so I want to hear your number 1 and why.
Oh, my word. It's so early in the morning. I haven't had a coffee yet.
Not too bad. You have water. Drink like a water. You'll be all
right. What song? As I sip on water.
Like your number 1 song that no matter where you hear it, it just sets that mood for you.
I adore Shaka Khan.
What Shaka song though?
I don't know if it's like, I saw her in concert. She was really good. I love I will love you anyway. Even if you cannot stay, I think you are the one for me. Here is where you want to be. That one. Sweet thing.
You can't just stop. You're supposed to continue, guy.
It's so early in the morning. The rooster's still crowing somewhere.
Listen, that sounded beautiful to me. I don't know what she's talking about. So let's go. Let's hear some more.
I feel like I need a throat lozenge or something.
Listen, I have no house, so go on sing.
Diva moment, right? I love that song.
Why do you love that song, though?
Because I feel like, in comparison to a lot of today's music,
we're not talking about today's. We're talking about love jams, slow jams, not.
Yeah, because you feel like you're in love. That's why, you know what I mean. And it's just it gives you that warm hug up and rock and come in feeling. You just feel.
She said rock and come in.
You know, you just feel lovable, or like you just want to love on somebody. So that's.
So you all know Sherisse was that girl in the kana at basement parties, right? You hear those tunes though, rub up and bubble up. Yeah,
cool and deadly.
Cool and deadly, stiff stair bubbles in the kana. That was her.
Hoping that mommy wouldn't find out. Mm-hmm. That was me.
So I want to hear a couple more songs.
Who else do I like? I like Isley Brothers. That song. Drifting on a memory. Ain't no place I'd rather be than with you. Yeah, help me, come on. Loving you.
I can sing, but I love that song.
That one.
Why is that song like? Why? What does that song do for you?
It makes me just feel cozy and.
You said that last time. I need a little bit more
clarification. Okay, so please. I feel like that song makes me feel. Even though I'm single now, but yes. Oftentimes when you're in relationships, you want to. For me, I'm big on appreciating someone and sometimes making sure that you communicate that to your partner. So for me, that song is just a nice song to play. To let someone know how you feel about them. Okay.
So I want to hear that one bedroom song that you need to hear.
Oh, like bedroom bully music now?
Yes.
Oh my.
By the way, you have to sing it.
But suppose it's like a Vibes Cartel song.
No, I don't want it. It's a slow jam session. I don't play Rampage Shop in my bedroom.
Lies. We tell. Everyone plays that. Everybody.
I do not.
Even Sister Patsy plays it.
I do not play no bedroom bully songs in my thing, okay?
So what bedroom songs do I like? Oh, I'm a good girl. I just said I'm single and I'm supposed to say bedroom song. Okay, hold on. What bedroom song do I like?
Or even that song that's gonna like set your mood.
Get me in the mood?
Yeah.
All of the secrets that are gonna come out that way.
Watch you start getting DMs with just clips of the songs. You actually open my DMs and just
some clips. Action would be happening. It'd be good.
I
like you know what song I really like, but I can't. I'm sorry. I have to apologize from now. I can't sing because it's like way up in the high. I like that Usher song, Trading Places.
Yes.
Ooh, look
That's
at you.
A good song.
Oh, the item. You're feeling it, eh?
Listen, I just told you it's a good song.
I love that song. It's from I Hear the Beat.
Yes.
And even that new Dexter Dapp song.
I don't really.
Which one? No, that Wi-Fi song.
No.
Connect like Wi-Fi when I feel that I want to make the connection.
I don't play dance hall in my house like that. Sorry, I'm not.
But notice you said Ramping Shop and I never mentioned the song. But it's okay. There's no judgment.
Yeah, those are the kind of songs I do not play. I'm love making, eh? Love making.
Well, I mean, you have your time when. Never mind. It's okay. I was gonna say something unruly, but once again, Sister Patsy probably would appreciate it.
So, you sang me 2 songs and then you gave me your bedroom song. What is that song no matter where you hear it? Like you belt it, like that's your song. What song is that for you?
I have quite a few.
I said pick one.
I like that, but you know what's funny? I love this song, but I don't even know the words to it. But it's called I think it's called Journey by Elaine.
Okay.
And it just talks about like the journey of life. It's just a journey. And there's another one which people are gonna say, Lord, how old is this little girl? Mm-hmm. But I was a winner. I was born a winner by Freddie McGregor because that was my mom's song. Like, you know, every island West Indian household, like Saturday morning cleaning time, you hear like Barris and all them tune there. So Freddie McGregor, I was born a winner. That's when I hear that song, I have to rock.
Your basement condo's again.
I have to get it.
Your rock can bubble. Don't rock the chair.
I have to get it.
You have to get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to get deep. Let's get real deep. What's your breaking point?
Like, I feel the tears already.
Oh my, I'm a crier, so
I'm a crier
I'll hold it out and we'll
Listen,
keep
this took
together.
a lot today, okay? This took a lot to do. Eyebrows, everything.
Gosh. We don't want to mess up the face.
It's okay. I'll get tissue ready for us. Can we get tissue, please? A box of Kleenex? There's one in the washroom.
For real, I'm not gonna be that girl. I promise. I'm not. Watch me do ugly crying today.
We'll hug each other. We'll have tissue ready.
So at my most vulnerable, honestly, there were a few. It was like a stretch of years in terms of vulnerability, in the sense that I went through a lot. Like especially after having my son, my little prince. I was so grateful for. He's my heartbeat, but it was a lot within that time frame. So I had my son and then I lost my mom unexpectedly.
Yes.
And then I had to deal with separating from my son's father and just that whole experience. So I was just in a place of it's hard when you become a first-time mom and you're also dealing with losing your mom.
Of course.
Because that's the person that you go to.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You know, your mom is, she's a mom who you can go to and turn to and look and ask, you know, mommy, can you just tell me this or tell me that? And it's not like you don't have that support there. So when I lost my mom, and then just to make matters worse, the situation with my son's father, it wasn't working out at the time. And so in terms of that whole situation, I had to really rely on the people that I knew I could count on and to just express certain things because I felt like I can't hold this in. It was too much. It was a lot.
I can imagine. So I know you had your village to kind of help you get through that. What are some things that you did within yourself to kind of pull you out of the bad situation with your child's father, losing your mother? Because I love your mom. She has always been just beautiful. I worked at Bell, and I would go on my lunch breaks and just say, "Hey, mommy said to give you this."
She would tell me sometimes.
And just bring like food, and then she's like, "Why don't you go back to your desk?" Or something. I'm like, here.
She was so proud of you.
I'm like, they can't tell me that I can't go see my aunt.
She would tell me, she'd be like, "I saw Chris at work today," kind of hinting to me like, "Why you not go look work at Bell?" Like, you know what I mean? But she was proud of you.
I just wanted to get into her apartment. Like, yo, I'm like, yo, how come you guys don't hire in your department? Because you guys just look like you just sit and just like, I know they have work to do, but it just doesn't look like heavy, like I'm taking calls all day.
Oh no, there were times when she would be stressed out because she was there for nearly 30 years.
30 years, yeah.
And she moved up to an amazing position, but there were days when she'd come home and she'd be stressed out. But
una stressar. Oh, no.
But it's not me, it's not me. It was me.
It was you.
Oh my gosh. But thinking about your question, what did I do in terms of to pull myself out of that?
Yes. I know you had a village. Your village can do so much for you.
It was hard. It was hard because I really didn't have my village support at the time because also people were dealing with their own grief and their own shock. I did have a few select people that I could go to, but you guys were there immensely. Like just seeing you guys from time to time, checking in. I remember, even your auntie Janet, Miss J, Mrs. Wright. Hi mommy, hi Miss Young, hi Mrs. Wright. But like I would call her constantly, even at like times like 3 a.m. in the morning. Sometimes I'd be like, I just need a moment. But one thing that I would say definitely pulled me through was prayer. I'm a very, like, even though I love my bashment and stuff,
yes,
there are many different sides to me, and I've always been extremely, extremely, extremely spiritual. So there were times when I would literally just go down on my knees and talk to God, and just have to pray it out, cry it out. My sister, Marcia, she'd often tell me, like, you know, sometimes you have to just, even if you have to yell and talk to God, He understands. So prayer got me through.
That's dope. I'm glad, I'm glad to see you smiling.
Aww,
that's what I'm very happy, because, like, I don't know what I would do if I lost my mom. And you didn't lose your mom, like, she just, it was just here and then boom, she wasn't here. It was very sudden, like, and then even to, like, I wouldn't know where to start to either try to, like, figure out, okay, what's where, did she have this in place, is this, like, I have hands down, because, like, I know my mom's like, okay, you're gonna have to share food at the funeral. Okay, cool. I wore flats that day. What else do you need me to do?
Yeah, you guys were there.
What else do you need me to do, Mom? She's like, we're gonna have to do whatever we can to make it this day go smooth and possible. And it's not that just like our moms were friends. They were close, like sisters. Even when like you couldn't see them without each other.
Yeah. All the trips, you know,
all
family
the shopping trips.
Even like just going to Florida or just going like across the border. Just our childhood was fun. And then even when I lost my mom, like your mom, she fried the dumpling for my son's birthday. You know what I mean? And then Miss J, she make like the tilapia fish, and
everything. I have a tray of fried dumplings over there, by the way.
Thank you, Miss Young. You don't have to let people know they love me belly. No, it's okay.
It's all right. That's
afterwards. No judgment.
They already know this. The size I am right now is because I like food.
There's no shame in my game. I'm gonna have some dumpling afterward. I am.
Yeah, don't worry.
I'm just, and it just solidifies for me that saying that, like, they have the saying, blood is thicker than water, but not all the time. Because
very true.
I know that I'm a part of your family, and then likewise, you know,
it's funny. I was interviewing Siobhan, and I had the same conversation. I did not know we weren't actually blood family until like late. Like, I think I was like 16. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what are you telling me? Like, I had no idea. I'm like, when I was introduced, this is Auntie, and then every family function, we're there. So I was like, yeah, that's my cousin. That's my cousin. I'm like, it doesn't matter if we're not fully blood. I've known you my whole childhood.
Yeah. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing I love about our culture.
Like, you can't tell me this, like, that's not my cousin, and that's not Auntie. Like, no, you can't tell me that.
That's why I feel like, in terms of the pandemic especially, there are so many people in Western society where they say, like, the depression rates are higher because we're so much more isolated than, you know, in other parts of the world where
everywhere's open right now. Why are we still locked down?
Well, I'm not going to get into all of that, the health concerns part of it, but in terms of just even before, like before that, you know, you can count on your neighbor to always come and look for you, check for you, make sure say so and so good. That's just the way we live. Here it's more like, oh, you don't even say hi to your neighbor, you just, you know. So
I'm okay with my neighbors still. My neighbors are okay.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, one on one side and
both on both sides is good. One I'm closer because our kids our youngest are the same age and in the same class, so I'm more closer to one, and the other one is just like I say hi, but we don't.
Yes.
Other than that, just hi, how are you? Good morning.
I can totally relate. Like, one of the neighbors on my street, Miss Danica, a little old Italian lady.
Give you all these shout outs. Who you shouted out, okay?
Let me just have my moment.
Who she shouted out? I'm gonna pop out names everywhere. What's going on?
But she's so sweet. Like, she makes her tomato sauce from scratch. She's always like, I have sugar cookies for your son. She's just really sweet.
Guy, you've never heard the story Hansel and Gretel?
That's a whole...
They went... First of all, is this lady a Caucasian lady?
My son doesn't go anywhere without me, so we don't have to worry about being pushed in the oven.
She's handing out treats.
But she's so sweet. Like, she lost her husband, and I guess my mom was there for her. And then when my mom passed away, she said to me, you guys no go nowhere. We're family, same thing. And, you know, so beautiful. It was just... It's nice when you have a neighbor who really you can live good with.
Yes, that's very true.
It's that time for Dirty Laundry, my favorite segment. Let's hear what my guests have to say by airing out their dirty laundry.
I don't have any. I'm boring.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Okay, you want... No, honestly, I learned... As you get older, you just have to keep it real.
That's okay for older now. But I want to hear a sticky situation, how you got yourself out of one.
Sticky.
You don't gotta call no names unless you want to.
Tricky.
Yes, how you get yourself out of people, boy, pick no problem.
Oh my! Okay, so you want to know a sticky situation, like, so in terms of, you want to clarify a little bit more?
How sticky you want the blender? The blender is on.
Okay, here we go. So there once was a time when, little innocent Sherisse, Reese, whatever you want to call me, Sherry Amore is also another name I go by, but
yes.
I was in a relationship.
Okay.
And it was monogamous, just me and him, but I did not know he was also living a double life.
Okay. So hold on. You're in a relationship.
You met that individual as well.
You're exclusive. I met that individual.
Yes, you did.
We'll
talk about that. Yes, you met that individual.
Ross, who I know. All right.
Yes, we were together for quite some time.
Okay. So, exclusive. That means you brought him to the family stuff, and he's deadbolt, and he had a whole... So, what was his other life? One share now?
He had a spouse.
Like, he was married?
Yeah.
How'd you not know?
Well, he wasn't living with the person, and it was kind of like a situation where, it's so funny because, not funny, but ironic that I just spoke to a relative of his not too long ago. She's like, I still miss you in the family, but they didn't even know.
Everybody knew that.
So I would visit his family, and he had kids that he had from before. And so it was a situation when I did my detective work. Because, sometimes as women, we get that feeling. Never, and then when God revealed it and said, here.
So wait, you can't be vague, okay? We want to know what you find.
Well, at 2 o'clock, April 13th.
I don't need that much details. But hey, I went on Facebook or I followed this post. I seen this number, text him. I need a little bit more.
You were already. He might be listening. It's a small world after all.
She is single. Are you still married?
No, we're not going back there.
Okay, then. So talk the things then. Talk the things.
So how did I find out? There was just so many clues, and he had said that he wanted to get married and different stuff, and he was like, oh, but then when I'd be like, because I'm not going to pressure anybody's boy pitney for marriage, right?
Yes.
And so when the time came, I was like, okay, so you keep saying you want to get married, you brought me to look at rings to ask me what I like.
Yes.
This and that, and then it came down to when I was like, so you keep on having this conversation, but when do you want to do it? And he was like, 5 years down the road. I was like, that's kind of weird. Like, people don't say they want to get married 5 years down the road, but then bring somebody to look at rings. You know what I mean? So I was like, there's a reason why. And I would ask him. And
Hold on. Pause. Was he upgrading his wife's ring?
It's getting sticky. It's getting very tricky.
I'm sorry.
But
please will that back. I do apologize.
But and it's funny because I met the girl.
As what? A friend? A cousin?
I met the girl, and when our eyes made four, I was like, something's not right. But it was weird because she didn't know the fullness either.
So what did she think you were, a coworker?
I don't know what he told her. Maybe that I was just a friend.
Or he did a cousin trick.
But then I introduced myself.
So you felt the tension.
And
you did what? I want to come reenact.
And then, no, I'm a classy lady.
Yes, I know. Reenact because I'm messy.
My hood ratchet time.
Yes, come. Introduce yourself.
So I was like, hi, how are you? Because she showed up at his job. And I would, when I'm in a relationship, I like to do the nice things. And
he brought lunch and stuff?
Yeah, he worked at a family business, actually.
Okay.
So I would bring him lunch, and he said, I'm just going to go out for a minute, so can you help to take care of, some business and stuff at the place, right? So the girl showed up. The lady showed up.
Yeah.
And she'd asked for him by his name, because most people, they call him you know, that whole two-name thing.
Yes.
Right? So, yeah. She called him by the initial or whatever. She called him by his name instead of his government initial. Name. Right. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. And then when I introduced myself,
I want to do the, come on, reenact it, guy. I'm Betsy. Yes, I know.
I was like, a joke. I was going to say. No, but I just said, hi, how can I help you? Such and such. And she's like, oh, I'm looking for XYZ. Yeah, and I was like, oh, he just stepped out for a minute, but you know, I can help you. Da da da. Yeah. And then I said to myself, but she knows his right name. Like nobody ever calls him that. I was like, oh, you know, I said, are you family? Are you such and such? And she was like, oh, I'm just looking for things. She didn't answer the question. Yeah. So I was like, well, he's going to be out for a minute. But when she said his government name, she asked me then, who are you? And I said, oh, I'm his girlfriend. And then she just kind of like gave me the like, oh, kind of look like, oh, really kind of look. Mm-hmm. And then she stepped out and she started crying. And then I was like, no, like something is wrong. So did you go out there to kind of have a conversation with her or you just like, I'll leave it? I left it. Mm-hmm. And then he came down started walking towards, it was a barbershop. Yeah. And then he like saw her out there and tried to make the U-turn. Yeah. And I was like, no, come here. You obviously, there's somebody here. It's, you know what I mean? So, he like, I just saw the drama about to happen. I was like, I'm not doing drama. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I started to head my way and then he started to, let me explain such and such. She's just, you know, somebody from the past and ray-tay-tay. But then it came up later on that she's actually the spouse. Jesus. Loves the little children. I was so thankful because honestly, that's why I believe that prayer is such a great thing because I was praying like, Lord, show me whatever sign I need to see. Mm-hmm. And then boom, I got the sign. So prayer works. Prayer works. Mm-hmm. That's a good one. And I don't believe in destroying anybody's happy home or being with somebody who is dishonest in that way and has made that commitment because that is, it's not just a joke thing. It's between you and that person and God. Of course. So I had to cut it off. Not poor thing. You make her cry. I know me. It's our man. It's not me. So. All right. Thank you for sharing your dirty laundry. Yeah, it's something you're very welcome. Thank you. You're welcome.
It's time to be inspired. So let's ask my guests. What's going on with them? In business, life, new adventures.
Congratulations, you're a graduate.
Thank you. I worked very hard. So
tell me what you graduated from.
So I graduated from a program. It was my passion, but it's a Bachelor of Arts in Adult Education and Digital Technology. Nice. And I'm so thankful that I actually chose to. Sorry if you hear my belly grumble. It's because I tried to be slim this morning. I only had a tea and I didn't eat like the full breakfast. I'm waiting until after.
We have a fried dumpling. We have little chicken in it. Yeah, don't worry. You'll be good. If you want to stay around for a little longer, I have food coming.
Oh my God. You're trying to catch me with my belly. You know I love my belly.
Yo, what are you doing first today, guys?
Never. Well, my son is, gone for the weekend with some family, so it's my
your mommy weekend.
My mommy weekend.
Go on, stay and chill, guy. Go on, take a nap.
Thank you.
You need to take a nap.
I probably will. I don't know if you'll be able to wake me, but I did. Yes, I did recently finish school. Yes. And I'm just so thankful because, as we all know, some of the people that may have chosen to study in one particular field, or maybe their field is becoming obsolete due to the pandemic. But I'm kind of like a nerd.
Yes. Not yet. She paused like, oh shit. I was just trying to flow with the conversation. Like, yes, I understand. I'm not trying to say yes, you are a nerd. I swear. No. Sherisse has been that person like, okay, what's Sherisse down? Like, I always remember talking to your mom, like, oh, what's Sherisse doing? No, she's in school still. I'm like, what is she doing in school now? I'm like, she's the cousin that's like, she's
one big at school.
No, she's just like that. Her full-time job is education.
Oh my god!
I swear, every time I talk to you, you're graduating from something. I was like, you know, tie the paper them.
No, this is not. I like to have documents on my wall. No,
why?
You know what it is, and I'm going to be 40 next year, and I've learned this about myself that I really have a passion for learning.
You do.
I am a nerd.
It's no shade or nothing. Like, I love it, but it's funny. It's like your mom's joke. She's still not school.
Yeah,
she's not done. But she doesn't even think, it's like, no, she's doing something else. She's excited about this new adventure she's doing. She's doing this program. And she's like, yeah, she's still not school.
Because, you know,
like, it just makes it like, yo, you can't pass a semester.
No, but the thing is that people weren't understanding is that I was finishing and graduating from other programs. Like,
but your mom's like telling people that. She's like, you know, she's still not school.
There was a time when the family had to worry because I was like, maybe I'm going to do this or this and this and this. So it did take some time, but it just goes to show you that, you know, that's all a part of the process to getting where you want to go. And it's a constant journey. You know, I've really come to learn that.
Yes.
And Auntie Janet would always say, like, life is a journey. You know, you can't be so fixated on the whole idea of once I do this, okay, it's done.
It's done.
So this is like, what, my third, I think, degree maybe. But so I just want people to know I finish what I start. It's not a matter of, we don't do pretty dance around here.
Yeah, we don't do it.
But
we don't
school
do it.
is not for everybody. But so in terms of what's next for me, I was at one point working full time, going to school full time, and also raising my son full time. And so that was a lot. So now I feel like I'd like to actually get back into music.
Okay. Are you writing still? You still writing?
I still do write. It's very cathartic for me.
Can I hear a little bit of something you wrote? Just something like chorus.
I don't have anything recent.
You don't have any songs that you have written that you know are off the top of your head.
They have to copyright first. I don't play that game.
Can I get less than just 3 lines? 3 lines is fine.
Okay, so I haven't written anything in the last year, but that's
okay. You're still written something. I want to hear something that is yours.
Oh man, ooh.
She knew I was gonna put her on the spot. She knows she sings. She knows these were go on, drink. Go on, drink. Don't choke me about that. But she knows this is gonna happen. Every time she sees me, we always ask you to sing. Like every family function, you have to sing something. Yes or no?
See, that's what we were talking. The dancing thing. Like, oh, you have to break out and dance. It's like, oh, you have to break out and sing. But sometimes, you know, the belly's grumbling. I didn't have breakfast yet.
You can still sing. You can still sing. That has nothing to do with your vocal cords.
But one thing
unless you're telling me, you know, something happened that's your throat is sore or something today.
No. It's not that kind of party. No, I was gonna say this though, in terms of your previous question.
Yes.
If I could just go back to that for a sec.
Yeah.
So you asked me what's next. Also, because I have, now that I'm finished school, I promised friends and family and loved ones.
Especially no.
I'm done. But I'm recently, I've decided that I don't want to wait to get further into that field. Like when I was younger, my mom was really big on volunteering. So we did things with like YTV, Chatelaine Magazine, City TV. And I want to get back into
TV.
Well, from a different aspect, I really want to help to facilitate learning in terms of digital technology because there's so many youth who don't have access to different digital, devices or know how to utilize the technology. And it's important because now we are in a digital economy, right?
Yes.
Where those are the skill sets that help you to become employable. You know that,
Yes.
So I'm trying to work on some ventures there to get that up and coming and running.
So I have a friend that works with, she writes grants to get cell phones for people, laptops for people. So I'm going to connect you guys together to see how her organization and where she works can help you with yours.
Awesome.
I'm going to make that connection happen because this is what Krystle does. I just,
Awesome.
My Rolodex is...
It's fat, eh? It's large.
It's spins.
It spins. Brrr.
Yes, it spins.
That'd be great. Thank you for that.
I'll definitely do that.
For sure. For sure.
Like, I'm not even playing.
No, for sure.
Because I remember early pandemic, she was writing grants to provide people these things. For sure. And having, like, Roger donate, like, phones.
It's so important
to make sure that they're covered so they can actually find a job, have some, like, internet. Like, I'm going to help you with that.
It's so important for our youth today. Like, even
like right now, most of our children are still. Well, my children stayed. I took the option to keep them home, so we've been doing online schooling for the past year now. My kids, their Chromebook was donated. Well, the school gave us Chromebooks, and they're fine. They know how to do everything. Log on, log off. They make sure they're on their class time. There's so many different programs. Like right now, my son Kieran's learning how to type without looking. Nice. Remember when we used to have typing classes?
Yeah, that's an important skill. I was talking about that not too long ago. A lot of kids have lost that because of the tablets.
Yes. They just do this. They don't actually do this. But then you have to think in a household now, do they have an actual home computer?
Right.
Or so they just have these iPads or switches or something that they can just click and watch, right? So... but I'm going to make that connection happen for you because I would love to see that. I would love to be a part of it any way I can. I feel like with like online learning or digital learning that the kids will get it faster, but it's the adults that you have to teach.
I was having this conversation yesterday.
So I had these conversations with a few other moms that I know that have their children online, and it's just like they can't stand it. They need the kids to go back to school. Where I'm just like, I love it because
Me too. Some degree.
The reason I say I love it is because as a parent, it's your job to teach your child. I can't send my son to school and have this teacher and rely on the teacher to only do... Like, my kids already know when they even were going to school before. When they came home, they had homework from mommy and they had school homework.
My parents used to do that to me.
So, I don't play.
But it's
you
true.
can be mad all you want. You better read this book for half an hour and write a paragraph.
You're invested in their learning, which is great.
I have to. I have black boys. They're the first ones to be written off at the back of the classroom.
Yep, studies, research show that for sure.
Like, we've witnessed a teacher that literally, hey, why is Kieran sitting at the back of the classroom? He wears glasses. He's not focusing because he's watching everybody else in their desk, in their lunch bag. Can we move him? Oh, no, he's fine. How is he fine if half of his work is not done and the class's work's all done?
You know what?
And the whole meeting shirt and just like tapping my leg like this, like he does not care about our child. Like, just stop.
It's Krystle. So important because even though my son's father and I are no longer together, we do co-parent. And so when it comes to his education, I always explain to him, it's very important for us to both attend any type of parent-teacher meeting because...
Oh my goodness, so...
I've also had one of the, not to cut you, one of the staff members say to me, you know what, it's very rare that we see, especially young parents, who both come and are invested in the education. I'm big on asking as well, what you just mentioned, in terms of the fact that I'd like for my son to sit at the front. I don't want to be that like helicopter hovering parent, but... Children who do sit at the front, they are more engaged.
But he has never sat at the back of the classroom. So why is he sitting at the back of the classroom now? He has never sat there. And you can see from his work not being finished that what is going on. We can see it as parents. And if I'm asking you, hey, what are the other things that I can do for Kieran to help? Oh, no, he's fine. He's fine.
And that's the part that's frustrating. And then when I got that,
and then the whole time, Sheridan just like, Krystle, calm, like tapping my leg, like, calm down, please calm down. Just tapping my leg. I'm just like, I'm about to knock you out. You're not going to be playing with my black boy.
It's very, very disheartening. And I'd always explain to like his father didn't grow up here.
Yeah.
That, our educational system is different. And so when you're coming from a place where everybody kind of looks like you, there's not as much diversity.
Yeah.
And things like of that nature. It's a lot easier for you to say, well, maybe it's just something in regards to the child. But people don't realize that everybody has bias.
Yes,
we all have our biases, even though we don't realize it. And we all have our privileges, right?
Yes.
So it's important when you're having a conversation first to speak with your child and figure out, okay, what are you doing that's contributing to helping the learning, or what are you not doing?
Yes.
Is it something that you need to do differently? But then there are 1 and 2 cases, just like there are really great teachers who are awesome.
But kindergarten, SK, JK, amazing. Grade 1, amazing.
Mm-hmm. And then
2 and 3 is like, why are you teachers? And even 4, she's a great teacher, but
that's sad.
I have to be, and Sheridan and me we're very like, yo, we like it at home because we can see where he's at and where he needs to be. That's true. You wrote this is it? This is what you wrote? Okay, but she asked for detail. This is 1 sentence.
Right.
Erase. Do that again. Tell me more. You guys talk about all these fun stories and games and all this. You talk a lot. Let's see that on paper now. And then have him express everything on paper. And this is what mommy's looking for. I don't care what your teacher's looking for. This is what mommy and daddy's credentials. Like, this is what we want.
Well, when you say this is what we want, do you also check with the teacher to see what standard they are looking for? It sounds like
we don't want half-ass.
Okay, that's what you mean.
So she'll accept his one-liner and give him half a point. Why get half a point? You get full points if you read the sentence. So you're not going to get the full. You're going to get a point plus a bonus. I want examples in this statement as well.
So you're teaching him to aim for higher.
Always. There's no way that you're going to be in our whole thing is there's no way. You'll get everything you want.
I tell that to my son all the time. You have to work for things.
Like right now, Kieran is on this, like, he wants an allowance. Okay, what are you going to do for your allowance? What are you going to do for it?
Those are old school values, which are great.
Yeah, what do you do? So right now, he reads every day for half an hour. He has like a 100-day tracker. He will color it off, like, each day he reads.
Nice.
So it's consistent. Because the end of, school doesn't stop for me. I don't
You're
care.
that mom,
yeah, I don't care.
I know that about you.
It does not. School does not stop for this mom. We'll still go have fun, and you can play you can go swimming and go meet your cousins, but during the week you still have a book. You still have pages you need to finish by Friday.
That's important. I love reading, and I find that it's an art form that is really, really
and I focused this year, like, he loves the Harry Potters and like mystic and mysteries and stuff like that, and I found Black authors that only do like basically like a Black version of the Harry Potter. And I found these books that I made his library so he can see himself in characters now. That's important. So when he reads, he's brown hair, he's brown skin and curly hair like me. His dad is tall and dark like my dad. Like, have to. I live in Kitchener. True. He has to make sure that he is confident with himself, who he is, the texture of his hair, his skin complexion.
Because there's not a lot of diversity, especially, or things that help to show that. Yes.
Like, Sheridan, I was very proud of myself because when we went to Kitchener, I found myself a Black doctor, young and Black. A young Black doctor.
That's probably like the one in the entire town.
Yeah, he was new to Kitchener while Lucy was taking new patients, and it just happens that I found him like just in time. But my kids get to grow up now seeing that, hey, my family doctor is a Black man. That's tall like my dad. That's dark like he's a Black man. There's no if, ands, or but that he's not.
You know what's fun? I've had that same conversation. I was always that girl in high school who like hung out with a diverse group. I had like, Chinese, Jamaican friends, Jewish friends. I wasn't like in one particular clique.
Yes, same.
But I did have that conversation when they were going to open the Black school. Yes. With somebody saying, why does there need to be a Black school? This, and that. And I said,
they're closed, right? They're not open anymore, are they?
To my knowledge, they're
still open?
Yeah.
Okay.
But in terms of what some people don't realize is that there are a lot of other... This is not the first it's happened. Like,
yes.
There are Chinese families that send their kids to Chinese school on weekends to learn, certain things about their culture so they can feel pride. It's not that you dislike another culture, but you want to know and see that reflected in your own culture or your own ethnicity.
I feel like if schools like that are held you to a higher standard because you know better. You can't go and try to cuss off Miss James. Miss James will beat you. Not like physically beat you, but like Miss James will
clarify. We don't want any problems.
No. But like I can remember how many Black teachers I had. I probably had Mr. Jones for steel band. I had Miss Martin for math.
I had a Miss Martin too. She was from Trinidad.
She had long hair.
No,
it's just thick.
Mine had an afro.
No, I had and I had Miss Kim, which was my keyboard teacher, and the three of them pushed me, and I couldn't stand them. Like, why are they so hard on me? Now looking back, I wish I paid more attention and wasn't stubborn and ignorant about it. Because they were actually teaching me some real...
They cared. They were invested in your learning.
And I just so, like, stubborn. Like, I don't care. Like, cares. Like, I was in that stubborn phase. I really wish I just, like, got an experience
like that, too. And it was a teacher. He was from Grenada. His name was Mr. Wilson. Hi, Mr. Wilson. Sorry, no more shout-outs. You told me I've done my shout-outs for the time.
We went so off topic, too.
But I was going to say, I was always thankful for it because I remember I had another teacher who... Yes. She was teaching a split grade.
Yeah.
And the following year, a lot of other people got to go to Mr. Wilson's class where he was just teaching the one grade. Mm-hmm. And she would smoke in the classroom when we were on recess. I know it's we'd come back into the classroom, it'd be all smoky. Mm-hmm. And I said to her, I was like in grade 5. You shouldn't be smoking inside the classroom. And from that day, she was like, I'm marking this bikini because this child is trying to disrupt my little,
Yes.
So she pulled me out of class one day and said to me, you will be with me forever. And I went home and I told my parents. And I was so thankful that my parents that day called the school, spoke to the principal, and said, because I was always a child, they knew I would tell, I'm not going to lie. You know what I mean? And she said to me, you're not going to any other grade. You're not going to any other class. So they said that we want our daughter removed from this class. Mm-hmm. And my mom was very easygoing, but if you mess with our children, it's a problem. Right? So she was so adamant that I still need to be in her class. And I never forget the first day they were successful in having me changed to Mr. Wilson's class. And we were learning so much more in terms of grammar, in terms of mathematics, so much more. And the very first day of class, at the end of the day, because I had kind of like a nonchalant attitude, Mr. Wilson said to me, you are a young lady of color. And I hope you don't, this is speaking to a 5th grade student, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but there are people in life who will think that you cannot achieve things.
Of course.
You have to work twice as hard to prove to them and to prove to yourself that you can do these things. I see it in you. You have the potential for greatness. And that changed, that clicked. It changed my whole thought process that I have to care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Teacher. And that's why I always say the teaching should start in home. Mm-hmm. You have to be the lead example of your children.
For sure. But sometimes, because my parents would stress it, but sometimes when it comes from somebody else, it makes even more of an impact because you can see it at home, but you're like, they're just my parents. They're just saying that.
Yeah, mine don't do that. I'm saying it because I am judge, jury, executioner.
Oh, Lord.
It's funny. I am the one that's the more disciplined one in my household. And it's funny because when Sheridan says something, it's like...
My son's father,
it's like,
too.
Oh, Dad's mad too? What do we really... What's going on?
I am the strict one. My son's father, when he goes, Daddy, let me this... I said, that's okay. That's at your dad's house. When you're here, you're going to do it this way. But my son I love him to death.
Love them.
This segment is called Book Me, where I actually get to ask my guests about what book had deeply impacted them and why.
That's a great question. Do you know what? It's probably taboo.
Do you know that she had the questions for over a month?
No! But listen, Jesus! Little children. No, but the thing is, I glimpsed them, but because I was like, I have a habit, and I guess it's because when I was little, my parents tried to get us involved in television and doing different things and with acting and stuff that and public speaking, that when I sometimes have conversations, I would go for auditions when I was younger, and then they'd be like, oh well, she rehearsed that whole thing, so I didn't want it to come across as very scripted. So I just glimpsed 1 and 2. I was like, okay, there's nothing X-rated in here, even though the dirty laundry stressed me out, but it's okay. I'm good. But no, it's
off
just
camera. You better give me the details.
We'll talk about that one another time. I don't want you to blackmail me though. I liked The Secret. I know that's kind of weird, but
what did you like about it? Like, how did that deeply impact you?
Well, you said book. That wasn't a book, but that I read.
It's a book?
No, but I didn't read the book. I watched the series, but that deeply impacted me because it got me to think about the fact that it all starts in terms of your mindset. Mm-hmm. There are so many people that say, "Oh, I want to do this. I want to do that," or "I just wish this is this," but they don't realize that they're blocking their own blessings, right? So. I think that deeply impacted me. There's another book that I just picked up that I want to read. It's called The 4 Agreements.
Yes.
And so it's about making sure that in all areas of your life that your actions match what you say you're going to do, that sort of thing. So I've just briefly skimmed through it.
Okay.
I like self-help books.
That sounds good.
So this is our last segment. It's called The Quote. I asked my guests to tell me what quotes they use on a daily basis or the ones they live by. For me, short and simple, mine is, life is what you make it. Because it is. Let's hear what my guests have to say.
Live good with people.
And why?
My mom would always say that. And as I've gotten older, I always try to impart that to my son because I realized, like even in our conversation when you started off with saying, different things about us that you remember or that your mom that you remember. And she lived really, really a very humble heart. And she was a giver. Like she was a giver of her time, giver of her service. And because of that, her blessings that she planted, they fall on me, they fall on my brother, they fall on my son, other family members, So it's so important that so many people often think about material things or I want to achieve this by this age, this, that. Yes. But what legacy are you leaving for people to say, I am proud of my mother, I am proud of my father, I'm proud of that loved one. So to me, it's so important to live good with people. Not everything is about money.
Yes. I love that quote. Live good with people. I like that one. Krystle Breaks Easy means what to you?
More than you know.
Should we elaborate?
I'm gonna get there. You're somebody who, throughout different periods of my life, we might not always have been in contact, but I do know that when I see you, it's like I feel that love of my mom.
Oh,
I do.
She's really crying. It's tough today.
Because I watch you, and even though you're younger than me, whatever, age has nothing to do with it. Nothing. You're such a great mom. Like I see the way that you love on your kids. She's gonna
make me cry.
You have your different color juice in the fridge. It's the inside joke. Yes. But and like you're hardworking, but in all of that, you don't forget where you come from, and you don't forget to make sure that you try to bring positivity to others. Like they say, when you go to a place to try to make people feel better when they encounter you than before, So when you mean a lot to me. There are so many times, like, I just know that, like, even asking me about this opportunity and different times when we talk about, like, we're going to go to school, we're going to take broadcasting, this, and that, different things. When I look at you and, like, even this whole conversation, it's everything coming back full circle. I'm proud of you and I'm grateful for you because you've never lost touch with the things that your mother has taught you. And you mean more than you know.
It's supposed to make me cry.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You're one of those moms that I know the day's going to come when they're going to say, my mom lived a legacy of love. She was good to people. She lived good with people.
I try. Thank you.
It shows.
Oh, I really cry, guys.
Shows. It definitely shows.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
These words were like, it meant a lot. Like, I'm not even like, cameras, I don't care about this stuff. Like,
for sure.
It's even, to me, it's like, being a mom, like, yes, I did go to school for TV, and I was in the field for a little bit, and then I decided to get married and have children, and then I changed. It's okay, I have a mortgage to pay. I can't just freelance and do what I want. So now me doing this is trying to get back to that side of being Chris instead of Krystle, mommy and wife. This is me being creative. And I didn't know how people would receive it. Like, I still really don't. But when I hear the last question I ask people, and it's always just, it's almost like a reassurance that, yo, you are on this right path, Krystle. You are doing these things. And it feels great because, like, I didn't realize that I have such amazing people around me. And I just wanted to make sure that everybody else got to witness these people I have in my circle.
Aww.
So, clearly, ugly cry.
Put to us, as we'd say in Jamaica, put to us. No, like, but it's real. And you know, honestly, this wasn't a coincidence because, like, I made a wrong turn today. I'm not gonna be ashamed to say it. And I ended up taking the path that I would normally take when I was working for the previous employer that I was working for last year. And I thought to myself, man, when I used to make this trek every day, I would miss out on so much time with my son and different things. And I'm so much grateful for different lessons and blessings that I see in the pandemic. And when you're saying you get to spend more time with your sons now, those things that you're appreciative of. And now that I was sitting here, I said, you know what, this was no mistake. It's really this opportunity that you've allowed me to be a part of has really showed me that. Sherisse, have more gratitude, be more thankful for your blessings because, you know, you're a mother. Yeah. That's the biggest gift. And I'm really thankful that you're doing something for you because so many times we get lost.
Girl, I'm telling you,
our dreams, our goals. So this is shows the world,
and I can't even lie. Like, I thought like Sheridan has been like. He doesn't really be like my chili, but he does small things like, okay, here's a MacBook for Christmas. Oh, you're recording this weekend? Here's your blue mic. Happy anniversary. Like, little things like that. I'm just like, how did he know that's what I wanted? Like, these are things that I just, okay, how am I going to see, how am I going to pay for it? And he just like, I got you. This is what you need. It's going to be good. We're going to get you going. And it feels so good to have everybody I interview just like, yo, this is dope, Krystle. This is fun. This is a mix-up. You had me being vulnerable. And I love it. I love to hear that I'm actually have something that is gonna be good. Like, I'm really, like, your words, like, meant everything to me. I'm not gonna cry because it took a lot of things to do today. I'm not gonna cry.
I always knew from you were young. I always knew from you were young that, you know, you have the ability to
not gonna cry.
To really follow your goals and your dreams and achieve the things that you want to achieve because you have that gift. So I think
I'm very stubborn. So if I say I'm doing something, I'm doing it.
That's like me. You can't tell me, say me can't.
Can't.
You know?
I do have to say thank you once again. This has been amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love you.
Love you too.
Where can everyone find you?
So my IG is Sherry Amour. It's SHERI Amour AMOUR.
I'll be right here.
So Instagram would be the best place to reach me, or even on Facebook, Sherry Amour.
I can't wait.
Or on LinkedIn, Sherisse Richards.
Yes. Thank you so much again. I truly love you.
Thank you.
So that is a wrap, folks. You just listened to Krystle Breaks Easy. I am your host, Krystle. To find me on Instagram, you're going to look for Krystle Breaks Easy _, which is the podcast page. Also, my personal page on all platforms is Chris My Life. So until next time, stay safe.